Hey everyone, so a little bit different of a sort of video than I normally do today. Because normally I say, oh, it's fine, I've got these 3 Audis and they never break, la la la. Well, that can't go on forever, obviously. So, this 2015 S3, big surprise, the oldest one with the most mileage on it, is the first one to have, not a major problem, but a problem. So, let's investigate a little bit. And make all the jokes you want. I actually don't, because I just won't even bother acknowledging them. But the check engine light is on. So let's fire it up, and then we'll scan it with this. You see it's got 72,000 miles on it. And the check engine light will stay on. Stop focusing on the steering wheel. There we go. You can see this car is almost 8 years old. It's, what the hell's the thing here? Here it is. Yeah, see, this will be 8 years old in a couple of months. It was built in October of 14. Now, just to show you what I've done so far, as I figured, well, about this age and mileage, maybe a little prematurely, but not that prematurely, is it's time to do plugs and coils, right? Take off the stupid beauty cover, as Scotty Kilmer would say. So you see, I went on FCP Euro, got some brand new OEM Volkswagen Audi coil packs for the car. And these were stuck in there so hard I can't even tell you. The original ones, I actually had to bring it to my mechanics. I didn't want to rip anything and destroy it. Normally an easy job, but not when you can't get the coil packs off. Anyway, this thing was so rusted it snapped right off. The little ground wire here, so my mechanic threw a new one on. So maybe not do it yourself if you don't want to start swearing and stuff, because the original coil packs were really stuck in there. So anyway, it does have new OEM spark plugs, new OEM coil packs, and sorry if I'm shouting, but it's a little loud. So anyway, I did that, and the code returned, cylinder 4 misfire. So we'll plug it in and see what's going on. I'll just show you what the code says itself and look at the live data. So what you do is you plug this guy in to the little port down here. This is where it lives, under the dash. It's purple, it ain't that special. I just plug this in. There. And this boots up. Alright, turn the ignition on, press any key, yes. And then it'll scan it, and we'll go in the car. Ugh. Let's turn this down. Not the fastest thing in the world, but I'll scan it here. Okay, so you can see one code has been found. You can check engine codes and automatic transmission codes. So we're gonna go enter for engine, read the codes. I think stored and pending will be the same because there's only one. So you can see P0304 cylinder 4 misfire detected. That's the same exact code it threw before we did the coil packs and the spark plugs. Common failure on these things is the PCV valve and a carbon cleaning. So, and for anybody who cares, if we look at stored codes, where was I gonna go with this? Maybe it's under pending, it says this. Nope. Hold on. Go back, go back, go back. Then you look at the freeze frame. So the code always comes back at the same place. So you can see that this code returned at 1111 RPM. So basically it was idling. The vehicle speed was 0 miles an hour. So it always pops up at idle. And after you clear it, it goes away for like 3 days. So that's the freeze frame data. What I'll do is I'll erase it. And you can just erase it, and then it just clears the engine light immediately after you hit yes. Now the light's off. Guarantee it'll come back in 3 days. That's what it's been doing. Now we talked about doing a full carbon cleaning, but I was talking to my mechanic, and apparently doing a full carbon cleaning, the dealer's been having some issues with the debris that gets, there's a lot of debris involved when you're doing a carbon cleaning apparently. Well, that's if I didn't know that. But anyway, some of it can get stuck in the valve seats, and then it can cause a valve to burn, which would be a total pain in the ass job. So what we're gonna do is pull the manifold off. Well, I'm not going to, my mechanic is. Pull the manifold off and check the fuel injectors because they can get carboned up, and he's had a few of them come back. So I asked him, what would you do if it was your car? And he said he'd start with that before doing a full carbon clean. So I'm like, okay, we'll do that. And he's actually heading out to California to bring an RS6 back from California to throw in his used lot. So it'll be about a week and a half before I get the S3 back to him. So I'll just keep driving around. It runs perfectly fine. It, you know, rev it up, you know, it runs excellently. When you first fire it up, it's like slightly rough for a little bit of idle, but nothing extreme at all. So that's what's going on with the S3. So yeah, labor might be a little bit expensive, but you know, that's the major problem that I've had with the car. At this age, it's kind of expected. The Jetta, my mom had a 2010 Jetta 2.0T, and it needed a carbon cleaning in the mid-60s for thousands of miles. So I figured around this time we would start seeing some carbon issues with this vehicle, and lo and behold, this is no exception. So I'll keep you guys in the loop once I get it fixed. I wasn't driving it around because I'm like, oh, well, if it's something major, I don't want to clog the catalytic converter up with extra fuel or God knows what else. So, I mean, I have a basic mechanical understanding, but I'm obviously not a mechanic. So, but I think it's fine just to drive it around, because it's running perfectly fine the way that it is. So, without repeating myself 700 times, that's what's going on with the S3. And what else is going on? Oh, I got new tires on it. So now these two have the same exact tires. Why don't we turn the wheel a little bit? I'll show them off. I love these tires. This is the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S. And I gotta put the engine cover back on, so why don't we do that too? And I'm not gonna try to do it with one hand though. Check that out, nice and meaty. So the steering got a little bit lighter when you put the new tires on, even though they're the exact same kind. When you have more rubber on, it makes the steering, you know, lighter just because there's more squish, even though they're summer tires. But yep, so these are still getting broken in. On the S6, they're pretty much broken in. They still only have a few hundred miles on them. And don't give me crap about the wheels. I've been daily driving this thing and it's been raining. So brake dust looks like crap. I'll try to wash it tonight in the shade so we don't get water spots all over it from the sun caking them on. So we have really hard water up here. And it just makes a fucking mess. So that's what's going on with the cars. We'll get the fuel injector situation hopefully dealt with in this, assuming that's what it is. I'll just keep turning the light off in the meantime so I can look at it. And yeah, I'm really thrilled to get the new tires on this car because I was having a slow leak in that one, and I think it was the valve stem that was leaking. So haven't seen the TPMS light come back on yet, which is great. And it's hard to pinpoint stuff in these because it uses the ABS. So it doesn't actually tell you specific tire pressure, which I like. So you don't have to buy the expensive sensors or anything. The batteries, you don't have to worry about the batteries going out in the sensors. So I love the way Audi does this. Most of their vehicles are like this, but not all of them. Okay, that's all I got for you. And thanks for sticking around. And yeah, my usual crappy ending is going to end right here.